So welcome. Everyone's been here before. Everyone knows the drill. We're gonna get started on our backs, actually. On our backs in Ardha Shavasana. So soles of the feet flat, knees pointing up towards the ceiling, arms come long by the sides or out to a T, or one palm resting on the chest, one palm resting on the tummy. The soles of the feet flat, knees pointing up, feet hips width distance. Closing the eyes here. And beginning to settle in. Allowing everything to soften and fall heavy down into your mat. Noticing where the breath is at tonight. Allowing the shoulders to fall heavy. The back of the head. The lower back, sacrum, the glutes, and the soles of the feet. Even the thoughts, be quiet as well. Knowing that there will be plenty of distractions, we're already starting out with some. We'll get through them together, and eventually they will stop. Moving towards our first twist, opening the arms out to a T. Cross the right leg over the left. Shimmy your hips a bit to the right. Drop your knees to the left. So right leg over the left, knees to the left, gaze up, or start to gaze over that right shoulder for the first twist of the night. Always welcome to take that left hand on top of that right thigh. Pull a little bit further down towards the earth. Otherwise, allow your body to fall heavy. Try to keep your shoulders as grounded as possible. Bringing the knees back to the center, gaze back to the center. Shimmy the hips back to the center and then gently uncross the legs. Take it to the other side. Wrap your left leg over the right. Shimmy your hips a little bit to the left and drop your knees to the right. Gazing up or gazing across that left shoulder. Last couple breaths here. Bring your knees back to the center. Shimmy the hips back to the center. Unwrap the legs. Draw those knees in towards the chest for a squeeze. Gently rocking side to side, massaging the lower back. And then dropping the knees off to one side. Use your hands. Push yourself up. All the way up to your butterfly. Baddha-Konasana. Soles of the feet to touch. Knees open wide. Let's start with the feet a little bit further away from us tonight. Grabbing hold of the ankles or the shins, sitting up top and top. Exhale, sit to fold forward. Use those elbows, pushing slightly down on the insides of the knees. So here, maintaining as much of a flat back as possible. More big breath. And gently rising back up. Close those knees together, line them up. Crossing out the shins, roll over, coming to your high plank. Plant those palms, step yourself back. Shoulders stacked right on top of the wrists, heels drive back. Inner thighs spinning up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers out wide, push away from the mat. Think about splitting your mat in half as you drive the palms away from you, away from the center. Keep your gaze down so your neck stays nice and long. One more inhale. Exhale, hips reach up and back, downward facing dog. First down dog, pedal out the heels, bend to the knees, shimmy the shoulders around, shake the head yes and no, get all those wiggles. And then finding some stillness, gripping especially with the index and the thumbs. Hug those forearms in, wrap the biceps up, the triceps out and down. Look back in between the feet. Push the chest back towards the thighs and breathe. Remembering that you are always welcome to bend into the knees. Especially if anything's feeling extremely tight. It's pretty tight for me right now. Left leg, not left arm. Left leg reaches high. Bend that knee, open up the hip. Three-legged dog. Roll out the ankle, make big circles with that knee, go in both directions. Come back to your three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the left, tricep, glide forward. Try to touch. 2 more times. Inhale, send that foot back high. Slow like you're moving through molasses. Knee towards the left tricep, glide forward. Try to touch. 1 more. Inhale. Send that left foot back high. Exhale, knee to the left tricep. This time, try to step your foot all the way outside your left hand. Lizard pose. Lower your back knee down. Stay up on the palms or lower down to your forearms or a block. As some of you are probably gathering, the gardener is outside right now. And I thought surely they'd be done because they've been doing it for 2 hours, but I guess they're a little inefficient. Because they're doing the same thing they were doing 2 hours ago. Maybe that's slightly judgmental. And believe it or not, I've actually had worse. I've had louder noises going for the entirety of class. So we'll get through it. It'll stop. They'll stop eventually. Return to the palms. Tuck those back tippy toes. Lift that back knee up. Then moving towards Dandasana, spider pose. Pivot your left tippy toes slightly in towards the top end of your mat. Roll to the heel of your back right foot and start to sit as low as your hips will let you. Now keep your left foot as flat as possible. And you'll notice with me, I'm not going super low. I'm kind of coming up and gently bending into that front left knee because it is tight. And we don't need anything to snap right now. Roll back to your lizard, ball that back right foot, plant those palms, step straight back to your downward facing dog, step straight back. Right leg reaches up high, three-legged dog, bend that knee, open up the hip. Roll out the ankle, make circles with that knee, go in both directions. Back to your three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, knee right tricep, glide forward, try to touch with that 3 total. Inhale, send that foot back high. Exhale, knee right tricep. Here we go. Get as high as close as you can. 1 more. Inhale, send that foot back. Exhale, knee right tricep. This time, try to step the foot all the way outside that hand. Lizard pose, back feet lowers down. Staying high on the palms, lower to your forearms, or use your blocks if you got them. There was one time I was teaching a class in the studio and they were doing construction in the building, the room next to the room I was teaching class, the entire session. I finally went over at the end of class and just very kindly asked if they could stop just for 10 minutes while I ended in Shavasana, given that the whole class was to drilling and hammering and construction work. My students learned really well that day how to focus regardless of your surroundings. Come back up to the palms, tuck those back tippy toes, lift that back knee up. We're rolling to our Skandasana. Turn your right tippy toes slightly up towards the top end of your mat. Roll to your back left heel and sit nice and low. Surprisingly, this side is way more open for me. And again, you don't have to go all the way down. You can come up, then lower slightly down. A little bit of a bounce. Spinning yourself back forward to your lizard pose. This time with that back knee elevated, palms plant. Step straight back to your downward facing dog. Awesome. Lower down to your knees. Keep your 10 tippy toes tucked here. Start to crawl your hands forward for your puppy pose. Palms flat, forehead lowers all the way down to the mat. Lift those sits bones high, pull your belly button up towards the spine, breathe. With those 10 toes tucked, that just adds a little bit of the heel stretch as well. Stretch the sole of the feet. Good. Pop that forehead up. Bring those palms back in towards you. Flip the tops of the feet flat. Big toes to touch, knees wide. Sit back on the heels. Child's pose. If you haven't already, now's the time to start welcoming in that Ujjayi breath, slightly restricting through the back of the throat. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So we're starting out nice and easy. Returning to all fours. Once again, tucking those 10 toes, keeping those knees hips width distance. Push your hips back towards the heels, curl your hands closer towards the knees, and take your ragdoll at the back end of the mat. Soles of the feet flat, still hips width distance, big generous bend in those knees. Reach for opposite elbows. Sway side to side. Yikes. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. And then switch the crossing of the forearms. Shift the weight forwards, backwards, balls and heels of the feet. Finding stillness, let those arms completely hang. Extend your inner thighs behind you. Shift your weight slightly forward, lifting your tailbone higher. Relaxing through the neck. Breathe. This is surprisingly very difficult. Good. Using the hands, start to crawl yourself up your thighs, all the way up. So you're using the support of your arms to guide you up, rolling up, over shoulders back. Reach those arms high towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, hands come through, heart center, drop your chin down towards your chest. Give yourself a little bow. Thanking yourself for showing up tonight. And we'll see where our practice takes us. Stepping forward towards the top end of the mat. Feet stay hips width distance, Inhale, arms reach back high. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, stepping the left foot back, crescent lunge. Ball that back foot. Arms reaching high towards the ceiling. Anjaneyasana. Soft bend into that back knee. Pulling those hips underneath you, dropping the ribs down. 9 times out of 10 in my crescent lunge, I always have bend into that back knee. That's most of the time because my hips, my hamstrings are really tight. But on good days, I'm straightening through that back thigh. I'm driving the back heel, not straight down, but up and down at the same time. Roll your back inner left thigh up towards the ceiling, almost like your inner thighs are closing in towards each other. They're closing the gap between them. Soften those shoulders down away from the ears. Good. Reach those arms straight ahead of you. Palms come to meet. Palms come to meet. Inhale. Exhale. Pull your right hand back like you're shooting an arrow all the way across the chest, back behind you. Ooh. Did your hips come with you? Good. Reposition, keeping that bend in the front knee. Once you've got the twist, don't want you to worry about, it's not the greatest twist of the night. Instead, spread your fingers out wide and reach in the opposite direction. There's something in front of you you want. There's something behind you you want. And you're going to try to reach for both of them. And that's really going to help you get more into the twist without agonizing over the actual shape of the twist. Spread those fingers out. Keep spinning that back and your left thigh behind you. You can gaze forward. You can gaze towards the side. All the way back would be most challenging. Pull your belly back towards your spine. Are you breathing? Hopefully. Good. Reach that right palm to meet the left palm in front of you. Then your chest back forward. Reach those arms back high. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Frame that front foot. Tending the fingertips. Step your back left foot up for your pyramid pose, spinning that back foot 45 degrees flat. Heel to heel or a little bit wider. Make sure your right hip is rocking back. You can use your blocks here, but inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward over that front right thigh. micro bend in that right knee, stamp through the back left heel, creating a little bit of space in that back inner left arch. That right hamstring is so shaky for me right now. Good. Bigger bend into that front knee just for a moment. Spin yourself to the left, spinning all 10 tippy toes away from you for your prayer squat Balasana, bending into the knees. Always sit on a block here as well. Hands on the heart center. Use those elbows, push out on the inner thighs. We'll take our twist again, but this time, left hand will come down inside that left foot. Right arm will reach high towards the ceiling. Drive that right knee away from you. You do not have to look up, especially if it starts to strain the neck at all. Look down or look wherever the chest is heavy. Keep your glutes active, strong. One more inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down. Go straighten through those legs. Spin yourself to face the top end of the mat and take a little step forward, feet, hips with distance. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, sit back, chair pose, Uttanasana, and exhale, stay here. Your arms reaching up towards the ceiling. Rolling those pinkies inwards. Feet are still hips with distance. Inner thighs are driving in without the knees collapsing in. And if you can, sit a little bit deeper without buckling your knees forward, then definitely do that. Your glutes are strong enough and capable enough. Maybe you just haven't allowed them to show you their full strength and glory. Reach your heart and your chest up, but drop your ribs down. There's that breath. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. Ball of that back right foot. Crescent lunge, Anjaneyasana. Arms reach up, 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 up. Soft bend into that back knee. And on a good day, I'll straighten through that right thigh. But on most days, I'm putting a soft bend in that back knee just to give my hips and hamstrings a little bit of a break. Pull your shoulders down away from the ears. Set your gaze ahead, something that doesn't have the potential to fall over. Reach those arms straight ahead of you, palms come to meet. Inhale. Exhale, pull that left arm back like you're shooting an arrow, and then reach it back behind you. Once you've got the twist, check out the position of the hips, check out the position of that front left knee. Still stacked on top of the ankle, not rolling open or collapsing in, and then spread your fingers out wide. Pull the left side of your rib cage back, pull the right side of your rib cage forward, and belly back towards the spine. The gaze is entirely up to you. Left palm comes back to meet the right, chest heads forward. Both arms reach up towards the ceiling and inhale. Exhale, hands come down, bring that left foot, step your right foot up, pyramid. Shorten your stance. Back heel 45 degrees flat. Wrap your left hip back. Inhale, halfway lift for a moment. Exhale, fold over that left thigh. Blocks, if you need them, if you want them, frame that front left foot. And you may need to do so on this side as opposed to the other side. I'm going to strongly encourage, my students, I've already been saying that if you don't have your own props, you definitely need to invest now. If you don't have a good mat, you need to invest now. And you need a good place for your practice, someplace that you feel safe, confident, hopefully semi-quiet. And if you're close to a mirror, even better. If you can't be close to a mirror, that's fine, but you can always purchase one, super easy. Because the mirror is going to help so much in actually taking a look at what your body is doing. And you're going to be able to make connections faster with a mirror as opposed to without. Just food for thought. Come back up to the fingertips. Spin yourself to the right, turning all 10 tippy toes away, sitting into your prayer squat, Malasana. Use a block if you need one. Hands start center, use those elbows, drive out. Add in your twist, right hand down inside that right foot, left arm reaches high. Use that contact that you have inside your right knee to push open. And again, spread your fingers away, reach away in opposite directions. Not so much that you're pulling your shoulder out of the socket. Hug that shoulder in. Drive that left knee away from you. Pull your glutes underneath you. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Lead through the glutes, straight into the legs. Spin yourself to face forward. Step your right foot up, feet hips width distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose, Utkatasana, and exhale, stay here. Wrapping those pinkies inwards, reaching those fingertips up, hugging the shoulders down. The most challenging option for the gaze would be all the way up, where those fingertips, in between those fingertips. We don't want to jar the neck too much. So maybe straight ahead is the best call, or even straight down for you. That way your neck is in one long with the rest of your spine. Can you sit a little bit deeper? Reaching your way back into the heels. Yikes. One more inhale. Exhale, root to rise. Hands come to heart center this time. Woo, good job. Inhale. Arms reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the palms, step back, high plank. First official chaturanga, knees stay up or lower them down, shift forward. Inhale, up, dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lowering down to the knees. Taking a moment in child's pose, big toes to touch knees wide, sitting back on the heels. Grabbing some water if you have some. Hopefully you do. It's your home. There should be plenty of water. Downward facing dog. Once in downward facing dog, left leg reaches high again, left leg high. Bend the knee, open the hip. Option is stay here in stillness or take a flip dog. Left foot touching down, fit your right tippy toes towards the back end of the mat. Reach your left arm forward. Both knees are bent, both soles of the feet are flat. Glutes are working hard. Inhale. Exhale, left palm comes down. Everyone returns to three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to the right tricep. Crossover, try to touch. 2 more times. You guys did. Inhale. Left foot up. Exhale, knee, right tricep. Crossover. Come on, you can do it. Try to touch. 1 more. Inhale. Send that foot high. Exhale, knee, right tricep. This time, kick that foot out towards the side. Star pose. Spin the inside of the right foot flat. Reach your right arm high or keep both palms down. Lift those hips up. Again, inhale. Exhale, right palm lowers down. Spin to your right tippy toes. Pull your left knee in. Try to step your foot through the hands. Quick, quick, quick. Don't think about it. Just do it, do it. Warrior two. Send that back heel flat. Warrior the arms open. How do we do? Okay. We have the other side as well. So we're switching, right? We started with left foot in our lizard sequence. Then we started right foot in our crescent lunge sequence. Now we're starting left foot again. Now I've been really trying to mix it up, which direction I start with, which foot I start with, because as a teacher, I can develop imbalances, and I have been developing imbalances because I've been doing so much on my right side and so little on my left side. So I'm trying to do both. If you're wondering, like, why am I doing this? Arms open to a T. Drive that front knee out towards the pinky toe. Hips are even. If you worked with me on Sunday's class, we did a lot of this, evening out our hips in one straight line. Reaching those arms up towards the ceiling, palms come to me. We won't take a twist, but we will take a chest opener. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, problem mudra, open the chest. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale, arms back to a T. Reach forward, flip that front palm reverse. Inhale. Exhale to your side angle. Left forearm lowers down to the top left thigh. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Pull that left booty cheek underneath you. Spread your arms open. It's not exactly a twist, but it's that same line of connection from one shoulder to the other. Little to no weight in that left forearm. In fact, let's test it out. Reach your left forearm straight over to the long right edge of your mat and hold there for 5, 4, 3, skim your chest open, 2, 1. Left forearm rounds back down. Inhale. Exhale, right palm lowers down inside that left foot. Sit onto the ball of your back right foot. Frame your left foot with the left hand and lower your back right knee down. Take a little bit of a breather, half or full splits. Straighten, do that left hamstring. I'm gonna grab my blocks. In your half splits, those of you that are in your half splits, reach your sits bones back, pull your chest forward, shoulders back. For me, I have such a hard time getting this middle lower part of my back flat. And that's what I've been really trying to work on as of late. Rebend to that front left knee. Tuck the back right tippy toes. Lift your back right knee up. Spin yourself towards the right. Straddle forward fold with our twist. Feet 4 to 5 feet apart here. Take those palms directly underneath the shoulders so you have a halfway lift. And if that's too, you feel like you're collapsing in towards yourself, then use a block for this twist. Right hand comes down directly below the face. Push away from the floor. Take your left hand towards the inside of your right forearm. And again, as you inhale, push away. And then exhale, start to reach that left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Try to trace across the chest. Maybe the gaze follows, or maybe you look down. Now, if you have that mirror, you're seeing yourself in the video, then take a look at your hips. When you chose the twist, did you completely twist your hips as well and dump all of your weight into the left side? If so, pull your left hip just a slight bit back, ring out through the lower belly, and ground down through both feet. I know this is hard, but you're doing great. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand lowers down. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Bend into each knee. Side to side, side to side. Coming back to the stillness. Spin yourself to face the top edge of the mat. Frame that front left foot, plant those palms, step quietly back. High plank, chaturanga. Inhale. Up dog or cobra. Exhale. Downward facing Dumbledore. Right leg reaches out. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Stay here in stillness or out of flip dog. Right foot lowers down. Bend into your left knee. Reach your right arm forward. Squeeze your glutes. Inhale. Exhale, right palm lowers down. Everyone three-legged dog. Right leg high. Inhale. Exhale, knee left tricep. Try to touch. Inhale, start my foot down. Exhale, knee left tricep. Crossover. Try to touch. Come on, one more. Inhale. Start my foot high. You can do it. Exhale, knee left tricep. Kick that foot out towards the side. Spin the inside of your left foot flat. Star pose. Both palms can stay down. Reach your left arm. Push away from the mat. Through the feet. Through that right palm. Inhale. Exhale, left palm down. Spin to those back left tippy toes. Put your right knee in towards the chest. Try to step your foot through the hands. Warrior two. Spin your back heel flat and windmill the arms open to a T. Readjust your stance. Even out your hips. Arms open to a T. Well, it's okay, Lola. It's okay. My cat is sitting. You can't see her. I don't think you can see her, but she's sitting right here with me. And there's birdies outside, and she's been slightly scared by them. So just telling her that she's okay. I'm not going to let them get her. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Palms come to touch. Inhale. Exhale, from move your calf to see arms open up the chest. Inhale. Arms reach back up. Exhale, arms to a T. Reach a little bit forward. Flip that front palm, reverse. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Right forearm. Rest on that top front thigh. Left arm reaches up. Roll your back left hip bone. Your left hip up towards the ceiling and back behind you. Reach to those fine fingertips. I know that right thigh wants to take most of the weight, but don't let it. Use your back left thigh. Staying here, let's test out. Make sure we're not relying too much on that right thigh. Reach your right arm off towards the left side and hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right forearm back down, inhale. Exhale, left palm down inside that right foot. Roll to your left tippy toes. Frame your front right foot and lower your back knee down. Half or full splits. Straighten, do that right back. Lots of shaking for me today. Is anyone feeling that? I'm getting a lot of shakiness. Lots of shakiness. Just must be the day. I also didn't eat a lot today. That has a huge factor. Anything can affect us. Stress levels, how well we slept, how much we ate, how much we drank, not that kind of drink. Enough water, how much water did we consume? That's why, I try to remind you as often as possible that every day is different. Some days you're gonna feel like a superhero, and other days it's gonna be a little hard to get out of bed. And just give ourselves extra amount of grace on those rough days. Rebend into that front right knee. Tuck those back left tippy toes. Bring your back knee up. No rush. Swing yourself to the left. Straddle forward fold with our twists. Finding a halfway lift. Plant your left palm directly below the face. Reach your right hand toward the inside of that left arm so you'll trace. Inhale, push away. And exhale, start to reach that right arm up, 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 up towards the ceiling. If you're ever uncertain of where your hips are at, you can literally take your right hand towards your lower back and notice, are you shifting your weight into that right side, or are you pretty evenly distributed because you can feel the unevenness in your lower back? Yes, you want your right hip rolling slightly open, but you don't want to completely dip your weight into one side alone. Tricky, tricky. I mostly just, if I get overwhelmed by that, I just think, reach through both feet, reaching down through both feet, and reaching away through all 10 fingertips, even the one that's grounded in towards the floor. Inhale. Exhale, right hand lowers down. Whoa, bend to each knee side to side. Spin yourself to face forward. Plant those palms. Step straight back, high plank, chaturanga. Inhale. Up dog or cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog. High to the tippy toes. Bend the knees, look ahead. Step float, top end of your mat. Feet hips with distance. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale. Arms reach up, stand up, up, up. Exhale, hands side center. So no surprises here. I'm going to tell you that we're going to hold a really long chair pose. It's going to be a really long chair pose because we're going to do a twist on both sides. We're not going to take a break in between, but I know you can do it. We've prepped, we're ready, we can do it. So feet will stay hips with distance. If you fear that your knees are going to collapse, then take a block, stick it in between your inner thighs. Or if you're worried about how long we're going to hold it, then use a block to make sure that you're staying strong. I'm fine with that. So if you want to use that, stick that block in between. Otherwise, feet hips with distance, arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, sit straight back into your chair pose. First, let's make sure that this is an actual sturdy, long-lasting chair pose. Hello, Willow. There she is. She's taking her chair pose too. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Make sure you can see all 10 toes, so the knees are pulling back, and your glutes are reaching down. As your glutes reach down, your chest and your heart reaches up. We have a tendency to do this. I want you to push your ribs forward. I want you to pull your ribs back and down with a slight tuck in your pelvis forward. Reach those arms straight ahead of you. Find the depth of that chair that you know you can hold, but it's just enough of a challenge. We'll start with the right side first. So inhale. Exhale, pull that right arm back. Trace it across the body, all the way across the chest, and then reach that right arm back. Notice how you might have pulled that right knee back just a little bit and push that left knee forward. Instead, keep those knees in one straight line. Spread your fingers out wide. Open through the right side of your rib cage back. Left side of the rib cage forward. You can always take a peek at your knees. In fact, I just pretty much look at my knees the whole time. Right palm comes back to meet the left. Inhale. Exhale, trace that left arm back like you're shooting an arrow. Across, 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 and reach it back. Take a peek at those knees. Did you ease up on your chair? Sit down. Pull your belly up. Actually look at yourself here. Don't be afraid to look. Look at your arms. Look at your knees. Look at your hips. Look at your 10 tippy toes. Especially now, you're going to have to pay even more attention to yourself because I can't be there. I can't be physically there, but you can. So we're learning together. Left palm comes back to meet the right. Reach those arms straight up. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward, let it go. Holy smokes. Well done. Hang heavy here. Hang heavy. Oh. Coming up to the fingertips. Pop up to your 10 tippy toes and start to bend into your knees for your toe squat. Lowering all the way down towards your bum. So you can lower your feet first so you can kind of plop down. You're going down to your bums. Scoot yourself a little bit back. Take a really nice forward fold here. Paschimottanasana. Legs straight ahead. Feet still, hips width distance. Move your tushy out of the way. Slight bend in the knees or slide a blanket underneath if your hamstrings and your calves are feeling really rough. Excuse me. Fingertips outside those knees, roll those shoulders back, sit up tall, inhale. Exhale, crawl those fingertips forward, 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 until you can't go no more with a flat back. And rising back up. Bending into the knees. Give yourself a little squeeze. Wrap underneath those hamstrings. Draw your chin in towards the chest. And slowly release. It's okay. I know. It's okay. You're safe. All right, so we are going to take a moment and break down side crow. It's been a while since I've taught this pose, but because some of you, most of you, all of you are just killing it right now, I want to give you something else to work on other than crow. So side crow is a twisted variation of crow. Traditionally, well, not traditionally, but if I would, some teachers will do lots of twists to get you ready outside. We did mostly open twists, which is perfectly, it's going to be perfectly fine to do this. If though you're not interested, then you can take crow, Akasana, or you can hang out in your child's pose, take a couple moments for yourself, maybe go to the bathroom, grab some chocolate, whatever you want to do at that time. All right, so side crow, I'm going to show you two different, I'm going to show you the front view and then I'll show you the side view. So from the front view, when I come into my little toe squat here, I'm going to take my arms outside one of my thighs. So as I take my hands outside one of my thighs, for me, it's my right thigh right now. I'm taking my arms outside my right thigh. I'm going to see if I can get my palms fully flat, shoulder width distance. Make sure that your palms are actually shoulder width distance apart. If they're too close together, you're going to be unsuccessful. If they're too far apart, you're also going to be unsuccessful. Ladies, make sure it's shoulder width distance apart. I can't tell you how many times I've taught this pose, and my females have always thought their shoulders are really dainty and smaller, and so they take them closer in. Give yourself a little space, widen your hands out, palms shoulder width distance apart. From here, I lift my hips up, and this is where it gets a little funky. Because as I bend my elbows back, you notice that one side doesn't have anything going on. That's exactly how it's going to be. Instead, I'm going to hug that arm in towards my rib cage as a little bit of support here. My right thigh, my right knee is going to rest on this left tricep. As I shift my weight over to the right and I land that thigh on top of the left elbow, I'm going to try to take my bottom foot forward first, just slightly, then I stack my other foot on top. Little tip, look towards the side where your feet are. Look towards the side. If you look straight down, you're not going to want to shift forward because you're going to think that you're going to smash your face. Look towards the side, shift a little bit forward, just like crow, but you have only one knee, one thigh resting on one tricep. Some of you may be familiar with a different variation. I call it the cheater's variation. If you've had a teacher tell you that this is side crow with both elbows making contact with your thigh like this. They are lying to you. That is incorrect. It is a transition pose into a different arm balance, entirely different pose. And I know that all of you are strong enough to do this side crow without cheating. And that's not even side crow. That's the wrong way. It's the wrong way, okay? And I say that in a loving way. So again from the side, I'm gonna have my feet, if I wanna come off my mat, I'm gonna step off one side. I'm gonna take my palms flat to the mat, shoulder width distance apart. I lift my hips up, I'm outside my left thigh now. So I rest that left thigh on top of my right tricep. I'm gonna shift my weight over into the left palm slightly more, walk my feet a little bit away from me, lift my left foot up, that's my bottom foot first, then the top foot stacks on top. Always lift your bottom foot first, then stack your top first, top foot, top foot, top foot on second. Let's have a go. If you're like, no way, I don't want to do this right now, take your crow, a Akasana, maybe a crow to jump back, or rest in your child's pose. Just about 2 minutes, just something different for our Hatha. And I'm gonna, for those of you that have your video on, I'm gonna watch you. And don't feel pressure that I'm watching you. Some of you are like, don't watch me. Make sure you, yeah, I see Rayanne's already rolling out her wrists. Make sure you give your wrists a little bit of love. Shake them, shake them. Nice, Barbara. Nice, Rayanne. Good, Arushi. And for those of you that I can't see, I know you're all doing a great job. All right, just about 1 more minute. This is meant to be fun. It's not meant to be frustrating. So if you're starting to get angry, back off, take a child's pose, and remember, it's yoga. Good. All right, let's give those wrists some loves. Some loves? Some loves. All the loves. Come into an easy seated pose. Doesn't matter which shin you have in front. Just take an easy seated pose. If you're feeling like this is really dramatically uncomfortable, then slide a blanket or a pillow underneath your bum. All right, first, let's take our right palm ahead of us with the fingertips pointing straight down. Grab those fingers, grab that palm with your left hand and pull slightly back. Good, change, left palm, fingertips point down, pull back. Good, my personal favorite, release, right palm facing towards you, fingertips point down, pull back on that right hand. I love this one. I think it hurts so good. Good, release, left palm facing towards you, fingertips point down, pull back. Good, release, shake those hands out, out, out. Oh, you wanted to come, you thought I was calling you to get a pet? Well, I can still pet you. All right, downward facing dog. Excuse me, thank you. Downward facing dog. Reaching let's do the left leg. Left leg high. Pull that left shin forward, half pigeon. Lower your back right knee down. Stay up high or lower down to some blocks. Feel free to grab a blanket, stash underneath that left booty cheek. Top of the right foot relaxes. Look behind you. Ensure that your right leg is going straight back, straight back. Those of you who this causes just such pain in your knee, I think that might be possibly Barbara and Claudia. Take your lying down number 4. And if I totally just made up that you had knee issues, then just ignore me. Stay up on the palms, lower down. And if you're on your back and lying down number 4, left ankle over that right thigh. Returning to the palms. You're coming from lying down number 4. I want you to come back up to your bum. If you're in half pigeon, slide up onto your left bum, bend into your back right knee, and sweep your right leg forward. Left knee stays bent, Janu Shasana. Take your right leg towards the long right edge of your mat. So out towards, you've got a V shape. Your left sole of the left foot is in towards your inner right thigh. Right leg is out towards the long right edge. So we're going to take just a little bit more of a twist. Draw your right tippy toes towards you. Tent those fingertips outside your right knee. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale. And exhale. Fold, fold, fold forward. Just a baby bit of a twist. Your left hip is reaching down. Rolling over that right thigh ever so slightly. And if you want to make it more dramatic, then take your left hand outside your right ankle as well and keep walking towards the right. Walking with your fingertips, not with your feet. Hopefully you gathered that. But I shall be more clear. Walk those fingertips back towards you. Point through your right tippy toes. Wild thing variation. Modified wild thing. Plant your left palm behind you. Fingertips pointing away from you. Lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Roll forward to your left shin. Point down to your right tippy toes and reach your right arm up and over. Should feel really nice here. Long line from your right tippy toes to right fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, lower your bum very slowly back down. Bend into your right knee, crossing your right shin in front of the left. 2 options. Rolling over. Maybe some of you take a quick chaturanga in between, back to your down dog. Some of you just step back, down dog. Down dog is where we're going. Half pigeon, other side, right leg high, inhale. Exhale, pull your right shin forward or lower onto your back for a lying down number 4. Back left knee lowers down, top of the left foot is flat, stay up, lower down. Have your props to slide underneath your right booty cheek. Excuse me for one moment, I'm gonna add some more light. That's a little bit better. It's a little bit. And as a reminder, hip openers can be very sensitive. They can raise up and awaken emotions that we didn't even know existed up until this point. If you ever start to experience that, especially in a hip opener, number one, remember to breathe. And number two, remember that you have options. You never have to stay in a pose that you are entirely uncomfortable with. And you will have to decide when is a good day to sit in that discomfort, when to understand that it's a discomfort that's actually extremely painful and not good for your body, or when to back out of discomfort. In other words, you have control over your body. I know some students who would go to yoga and force themselves to do every single pose. I would not recommend that. There are days when I leave some poses out, just based again on all those factors that we talked about before. How well did you sleep? What are your stress levels like? How did your first class, how did the class before this go? But if you're in your half pigeon, pop back up to the palms. If you're coming from your lying down on the floor, take your time coming up to your bum. Slide off onto your right booty cheek, bend into your left knee. Swing your left leg forward, or Ajna Shasana. Sole of the right foot inside that inner left thigh. Left leg out towards the long left edge of the mat. We've got a V shape going on. Draw those left tippy toes back towards you. Tip your fingertips outside your left knee, shoulders back and up. Exhale, crawl those fingertips forward towards your left ankle. Allow your right knee to soften down. Option to make it a little bit more intense, taking your right hand outside that left ankle. And rising back up. Modified wild thing, point your left tippy toes, plant your right palm behind you, fingertips point away. Rolling forward to your right shin, pop your hips up, reach your left tippy toes down, and reach that left arm up and over. Lowering the glutes slowly back down, control your landing. Bend into your left knee, cross your left shin in front of the right. Bend your knees up towards the ceiling. One last time for chaturanga. If you want it, roll forward, take it. Otherwise, step straight back to your downward facing dog. In this final downward facing dog, take 5 full breaths at your own pace. After your 5th, lower down to child's pose. 5 full breaths. Finding your way onto your back. Taking any final movements here. We're calling your name. A happy baby, extend those legs up. And then move right into your Shavasana. Extending those legs out long, or perhaps moving towards the wall, the legs up the wall. Or another position that best suits you with the use of props. Closing the eyes. Letting yourself rest and relax. Protecting this last bit of time you have here on the mat with yourself. Very slowly. Reawaken the body. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Bending into the knees. Rolling off to one side. Rising to an easy seated pose. Bringing the hands to heart center. Once again, dropping the chin down towards the chest, honoring the body, honoring the mind, honoring the spirit. Moving the hands to the right center of the forehead, honoring each other. Sending positive vibes, sending love, sending respect, bowing to each other, saying namaste. Thank you all so very much. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will be teaching Sunday for Father's Day at 9 a.m. your time, 11 a.m. my time. So if you're interested in that,